Judd, Zulgad, Jess Myers, 1500ESPN.com. Thanks for coming to the website. XL Energy Center. Jess, the Wild loses 3-2 tonight to the New York Rangers, a very good team. So the Wild has 4 days off. So tell me this. Do you blame the loss on the long break, or do you blame the loss on a team that until that long break had basically been going you-know-what to the wall constantly, and so they took a breath and now they're tired because they took a breath, if you understand everything I just said?
This is what kills the Minnesota Wild, is that swoon they had in December and January, and they've pulled out of the hole. They've dug out of the hole,
right. But they're clear of it.
But that was such a hole that you get no games off now. You have to win every game. You have to get points in just about every game. And granted, they're in great shape. They're going to make the playoffs. It would take a miracle for them to miss the playoffs now. But with that said, I couldn't believe how rusty they were in those first 20 minutes. And this is a good Rangers team. Take nothing away from them. They're the best road team in the league. They have a good shot at winning the President's Cup. But man, the Wild looked like they just couldn't put 3 passes together in that first 20 minutes. And as it turns out, that dooms them to a 3-2 loss. This
was the first game that I've been to at the X this year. And granted, the Wild has been in playoff mode since January. This is the first game I've been to at the X this season, though, that felt like a playoff game from both teams. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the Rangers don't have as much to play for. They know they're in the playoffs already. They did clinch their division tonight. I've talked to Henrik Lundqvist after the game. He said, cool, but we don't have our sights set on the division. I mean, this is a team that was a couple games shy of winning the Stanley Cup last year. They obviously have bigger goals than hanging a Metropolitan Division banner. So, yeah, good for them. Let's get on with it. You know, they want to you know, be peaking at their game. The Wild are still, let's just get in the playoffs. Let's figure that out. And Mike Yeo alluded to that tonight, too. All this talk that, you know, you're in, who are you going to play? Are you going to play Nashville? Are you going to play St. Louis? You know, how's it going to match up in the playoffs? He thought that was as much of a problem as the layoff.
I find it intriguing that there's been a lot of talk about Devan Dubnyk. And do you rest Dubnyk? When do you get him out of there? Do you not? Do you try and get him a couple games before the playoffs? I think the real question mark is not Dubnyk. It's the entire team. And I guess my question is this. Can you have an entire hockey team in mid-January that's going awful, plug in a goaltender, and then they start to play to their potential? Can they continue to play at the level that the Wild's been playing consistently into the playoffs? Because, Jess, I don't think it's Dubnyk who's going to hit the wall. If a wall is hit, I think it's going to be the entire team, and the goaltender might be the freshest guy.
The cliche is you want to be playing your best hockey going into the playoffs. Is there more of a ceiling for this team, I think is what you're asking. I mean, they've been playing their best hockey since February 1.
How much higher can they go? Right. Yes, they've been playing up here forever.
Is this the peak Minnesota Wild right now, or is there another gear? And you match up against a team like the Rangers, who, you know, maybe the best in the East, maybe the best in the league. This is a good kind of litmus test for you. You weather that early storm. Yes, you're down 2-0, but you dig your way out of it. And then all of a sudden, one bad shift, one little let up, JT Miller tips a puck, and, you know, 55 seconds after you get all that momentum, Thomas Vanek ties the game, it all goes to heck on you. The bigger problem, end of the second period, you take all those penalties in a row, you spend all that time, all that energy killing penalties, you know, Herculean effort by Kyle Brodziak. He breaks his stick, and he's down there blocking shots and making hand passes to get out of the zone.
And punched the puck out.
Yeah,
that was
I mean,
play.
crazy effort, you know. That was as loud as I heard the crowd tonight on a penalty kill. And yet, you know, you expend all that energy, and it's tough to maintain that level for 3 periods.
So at 5:53 of the third period, Thomas Vanek ties the score 2. As you mentioned then, Miller comes back at 6:48 of the third period and gives the Rangers the eventual 3-2 win with his goal. Vanek now has 21 goals. So we've now gotten past the point of when's Vanek going to score. I will still stand by what I said, which his season through Thanksgiving into Christmas was extremely disappointing. But he's at 21 goals. Let's talk about the other guy who scored for the Wild tonight, though. Jason Pominville scored his 17th goal on a puck that went off his skate. It was his first goal in 9 games. He was into his 10th game without a goal before he scored that goal. It was his 17th goal of the season. But at the end of that game then, the Wild's pressing big time in the Ranger zone, and Pominville gets a puck on his stick, and he's wide open. And I've seen pucks go off Pominville's butt. I've seen them go off his skate, and that's great. Goal scorers score goals in different ways. The point being, though, Pominville is wide open. He has to bury that puck. As the playoffs approach, if we were going to talk about someone that we're concerned about, a goal scorer, to me, it would be Jason Pominville, and the fact that he has to bury these chances. Do you agree?
A week ago, I might have said Niederreiter. Now you're absolutely right to be concerned about Pominville. And again, the Wild are fortunate in the fact that they've played so well over 60 days that you haven't really noticed Pominville not scoring that much, just because they've gotten a boost from other guys you didn't expect. You know, Vanek has picked up so much of the slack. Granlund is playing better. Fontaine, you know, guys like that have had these great spurts. You haven't noticed as much, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why you drafted for, that's why you traded for Pominville 2 years ago. That's why
contract, a 5-year contract.
5-year contract. You gave up a lot to get him.
Right.
It's for times like this. He provided that spark last year in the playoffs. He has to get his game back somehow.
Thank you, sir. He's Jess Myers. I'm Judd Zulgad. Go to 1500ESPN.com to read Wild coverage, Twins coverage, Vikings coverage, the Wolves, the entire gamut. Thanks again for coming to 1500ESPN.com. And as always, I'm not going to shut this off, and you're going to see me do it. Bye.